Hi, I'm Carl, and welcome back to Adventures in Camping. Today, we're going to be talking about cutting firewood for camp. Now, there are right ways and there are wrong ways. And the wrong way can get you pretty hurt. So, stick with me and we'll get right to it. Oh, by the way though, hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified when I put out a new video. Oh, and you can share these videos too. Some of you may think that this is not for you because you're an experienced outdoorsman, survivalist, bushcrafter. But there are many people out there who don't know how to perform these tasks. That's why I'm doing it, so that I can show them a safe way to do it so they don't hurt themselves. So support me, help me, subscribe, share the videos so that other people who don't know how to do this stuff can learn. So the first thing we want to do is we want to split this piece of wood, okay? So the first thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that your log is at a workable length. This is a little long, the one that I showed you at the beginning. This you should do. Cut this booger off. Make it a little shorter, more to a length that's workable. Now you saw how when I was pulling this back, it caught and jerked out and it hit that and it protected my hand. That's why you want to use something like a sawbuck to hold your wood when you're using a bow saw. So you never hold it and try to hit it like that, okay? Oh, there is such a way that you can miss that. Let me turn here at a different angle. Can you imagine missing this and coming down on your fingers and losing your fingers? Having to go to the emergency room to get them sewn back on? No, you don't do it that way. If you have a stick like this that's small, you want to hold it at an angle. See here, I'm at an angle, and then I come down on it, and see how I missed? That could have been your fingers. Could have been my fingers. See, I came down right like that. See, now I can turn it, and I can turn it that way. There you go. That's a safe way to do it, but there is another safe way to do it, and I'm going to show you. So the next thing I'm going to show you is something that is not taught in Royal Rangers, and many people already know this, but it's not common for some groups. And what I'm going to show you is batoning. You can split a piece of wood the same size. You can split a piece of wood with your knife. Now, remember though, you need a knife that is high carbon steel. Well, you could do it with a stainless steel knife, but it has to be full tang. You see that metal going all the way through between these two slabs? That's full tang, okay? So now what you can do is you can put it this way and hold it like that. And now I have batoned that piece of wood into smaller pieces for firewood. It is used quite frequently by bushcrafters, survivalists, and outdoorsmen alike. It is handy and is safe to do if you're experienced with it. I do not recommend this for younger boys. If you're over 13, with some practice and some supervision, you could get good with it. Now sometimes you don't have a stump, so you can use a downed tree in order to have a backing or an anvil, what I call it because I'm a blacksmith, so that just kind of comes out. This is nice and solid surface so that you can come down on this. See what would have happened if I had been holding that in a bad position? It gives you a chance you can miss and not hurt yourself. There you go. Not the best split in the world, but you can always come back and do it again, because you still have your fingers. Having your fingers to do it again is always handy. I like my fingers. I'm very attached to them. I've had them for a long time and I don't want to lose them. So now, if I want to make a steak and I want to point this, I am just going to hit it and turn it. I'm just turning the wood, see that? Until I've made my point. Get the point? Long time ago in a galaxy far away, when I was a kid, we didn't always have a pencil sharpener. We used our pocket knives, back when we could actually have a pocket knife in school, to sharpen our pencils. It kind of looked like this. There we go. Now we have a reasonable point, whoops, to pound that in the ground with. But we're not finished with that, because there's one other thing that you really need to do when you're making a steak. Now, I've showed this before, and I'm going to show it again, because this is important. You see how I'm just taking the edges off of this? If this is going to be a steak and I'm going to be beating it into the ground, this helps prevent my steak from splitting. Okay? That way I can pound it into the ground and it won't split. Here are some examples of some other steaks that I have made the same way. Made my point, and then I chopped the end of it off a little bit, kind of rounded it a hair so I can beat on it and it won't split. So now you have a hatchet and you have some smaller limbs that you want to take off. That's fine. But there's a safe way and there's a not so safe way to do it. The safe way to do it is to stand on the opposite side of the limbs that you want to cut. So if you notice, see, I'm just going right on down, cutting the limbs off, okay? Well, what about these on this side? Show you. So now I come down this side, okay? Now, if you're able to, and you're not skilled enough to do lefty-righty, then what you can do is roll the log over. And know when the log rolls over, we're not all going to die. There may be some adults that know what I'm referring to. There, see? I went a little further up, didn't I? All right, so now I'm going to have to roll this so I can get to this one. Now we have de-limbed the tree. That's how we do it with a hatchet. Now your larger limbs, you're going to want to use an axe. And I'll show you that in a minute. Stick with me. We'll get right to it. But what if I have something larger to cut? Something like this. Preferably, you're going to want to use an axe, but sometimes you may have to use a hatchet. So, if you're going to use a hatchet, you want to come in at angles. You want to cut in at a V. This job is more of a job for a bow saw. So, get ready for a lot of work if you don't have a bow saw or an axe. So, take your time, don't get in a rush, you'll have a more harmonious outcome. Don't cut something down unless you absolutely have to. If it's someone else's property, you should ask permission first. Now, there is a safe technique for splitting wood, and I'm going to show that to you next. We're going to partake in a sport that I call lumberjack golfing, because it's all about your stance, your swing, and letting the tool do the work for you. So here I have a log I want to split. So, you want your stance. If you can see, let me angle a little bit here, okay? There we go. You can see my feet are under my shoulders. Reason being, if I miss, I have a better chance of it going between my legs than into my leg. Then, once you have taken off your sheath, you want to figure out your distance for your swing, okay? So my swing is going to end right about here. Now, when I swing to split the wood, I'm not doing it like this, okay? I'm going to go back like this, but then I'm going to slide my hand down and come down, allowing the head of the axe to do the work. Like so. Once again, you're cutting in a V-shaped pattern. Also, it helps if you're at the right distance. You may have to adjust as you're going. Now, as I'm going, I'm switching the axe from a left-handed swing to a right-handed swing back to a left-handed swing. With practice, you'll get good if you're inexperienced. And now you'll see how quickly and easily these limbs come off with an axe. Remember, feet shoulder width apart. So if you miss, you swing between your legs and not into yourself. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for hitting that little bell icon. And remember, be ready or be a victim to circumstances. Y'all come back now. You hear? All right. I'm going to post some videos that are pertinent to using the axe and the hatchet. So hit one of those links and you'll go to see something else concerning the axe or the hatchet. Maybe the bow saw. We'll see.